storytellers, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. Welcome back to day 2 of Vlog-o-ween, and today's video is going to be one you'd normally expect before the TBR for October, but you're getting it out of order because, well, you are. Deal with it. As you can see from the title down below, it is the books I finished in September, so let's get right on into it. The first 2 books you heard me talk about, hopefully, if you keep up with my channel, in another reading vlog. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and click that card up there because it's going to tell you some good things about these books. But the first book that I read in September, or rather finished, was A Song Below Water by Bethany C. Morrow. This follows 2 young black girls, Effie and Tavia, one of whom is a siren, which puts her in even more danger because sirens are persecuted. They're believed to be evil and manipulative and untrustworthy, so she does not live in a safe community, to say the least. But the story kicks off with a big sort of court case, widely publicized, about a girl who is killed by her boyfriend, who sort of cries siren as an excuse for why he did that. But it puts Tavia in a really tight position. She really wants to speak out and speak her truth, but she knows it's not safe to do so. And alongside that drama, Effie is wrestling with the changes she seems to be going through as a person, and boy, is it a wild ride. I definitely guessed the sort of plot twist there. I really enjoyed it, though. Certainly something that was interesting to see in a sort of contemporary fantasy novel such as this one. If you're into that kind of thing, I would recommend it. I don't remember. I think I gave it a 4 or 5 stars. It was a very good book. And I liked that it was sort of a different representation of mythology, if you will, sort of a reimagining. The next book I read in September, again, was part of that same reading vlog, and that was The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. It is a contemporary novel written in verse following a young gay black man named Michael as he sort of discovers his identity and grows into it as a person. Michael sort of goes through that phase of sort of testing different activities and forms of his identity to see sort of what expression fits who he truly is as a person and what rings true for him, which is a really classic kind of contemporary story to tell, but the fact that it was done in verse I thought was really different. I haven't read a ton of verse novels. I do enjoy them, but they don't seem to be widely popular among the book community. If poetry intimidates you at all, I'm here to tell you right now that you don't have to be worried about it. I thought, while written in verse and very lyrical and beautiful, it was still really approachable prose, or not really prose, verse. I don't think it takes you out of it as a reader. I think it makes it easier almost for you to relate to what he's feeling and try to hit those emotional notes along with him as he goes on his journey. But I gave that one, I think, 4 stars, something like that. A lot of the books that I'm talking about are ones I mentioned in my September TBR. I didn't really go beyond that, so if you want to know what they are and you want to hear me talk about them even more, go ahead and click the card up there. But the next one that I got to in September was a reread of Avalon High by Meg Cabot. I've talked about it. I love it. You know it. It follows Elle, a girl who moves to Maryland and encounters the reincarnation of King Arthur. She gets swept up in the story and ultimately is able to sort of change the course of destiny because she's a bigger player in the game, so to speak, than anyone even realized. But this is a really fun one. I think if you're new to Arthurian legend and you want to get into it, it's a really approachable contemporary. It's written by the author of The Princess Diaries, so if you love The Princess Diaries, even just as a movie, I think you'll enjoy this book a lot. I certainly do. I don't think I need to tell you that it's a 5-star read for me. The next book that I got to was another reread, and that was Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. This follows Anne and Levi as they traverse through the city of sin in search of Anne's mother. In the process, they both get swept up into something known as the Shadow Game, and it's a deadly one. If you like magical abilities, this book has it in the form of blood and split talents, one inherited from each parent. It's basically a sort of supernatural ability. For example, and believes at the beginning of the book that she has the blood and split talents of dance and counting. She learns that's not the case, but I do really love this book. It's a 5-star read for me as well. I reread it because I was hoping to get to the next 2 in the series, and I did at least get to the next 1 in the series, so that's good. But I think this book has a lot for people. It has political drama, it has family drama, it has identity drama, it's got magical powers, it's got gambling, it's got vice, it's got some virtue. It's got you covered. So if you like any of those things, I would highly, highly recommend this novel. I think Amanda Foody writes a really fun sort of gangster drama without it being focused on a particular heist per se. The next book I literally read in, I think, maybe half an hour, and that is Navigate Your Stars by Jessamine Ward. She is the author of Sing Unburied Sing, I believe. I believe this is a college graduation ceremony speech address. It has that theme to it. Basically, sort of, don't assume you know better than your family that's come before you, how like easy it is to get out of your situation and do better. It is a theme that she dealt with personally, but it also sort of inspires you to embrace your truth and your passion, and if you're not inherently talented at your passion, to keep pursuing it and working hard at it and growing and learning and becoming who you know you're meant to be, even if it doesn't seem like it's that easy to get there at first. Last but not least, for the books that I did finish in September, is King of Fools by Amanda Foody, and this is the second book in the Shadow Games trilogy. This picks up exactly where Ace of Shades leaves off, so you don't have a break in the action. It literally rolls right into it. And basically, right as Anne and Levi think they've escaped one problem, they sort of barrel right into another one. This one is a little bit more complex, I would say, because it follows both Anne and Levi's perspective, but also Levi's second-in-command, Jack's perspective as well. He is a character that you are introduced to in Ace of Shades, but you get to know a lot better in this book. There's a lot of complications in this book, a ton. Levi and Anne and Jack are all sort of working towards their personal goals. They're working towards a collective group goal, but then they're also working on goals that were sort of given to them that they don't necessarily want to make happen, but they have to see through in order to complete their own sort of master plans for their lives. But it's a ton of crazy, complicated drama. It gets a bit more political in the sort of fictional politics system that Amanda Foody has created for these novels. So if you're not hugely into that, just be wary of it going in. It is a main plot point to move the story along and to sort of push the characters to make the choices that they ultimately have to make. This was another 5-star read for me. I thought it continued the story very well, and I cannot wait, as you saw in my TBR video for October, to get to the next one and the final one in the trilogy. So that is it for the books that I read in September. The only one that I didn't finish that I had kind of hoped to because it was well on its way to being finished was Curse by Thomas Wheeler, but I'm having trouble sort of connecting with that pacing and the characters right now, so we'll see. I'm almost 3/4 of the way through, so I will finish it probably in October, but it's not primarily on my list to get to, if I'm being honest. So that's it. I will see you guys tomorrow for a new video. If you enjoyed this one, let me know by leaving a like down below, and you can always keep up with me and all of my bookish adventures by clicking the subscribe button, and you can always ring the little bell so that you really don't miss a beat of Vlog-o-ween. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!